YouTube, what it do, man? It's your boy Josh, back up in this thing with another one. We woke up this morning. It's another beautiful day. All praise to the Most High, man. Let's get it. Hey, y'all. I was watching the show Euphoria, and I started thinking about my time in high school. Euphoria is about a show. Zendaya is the main character in it, and it's about a show of all these high school kids typically battling what high school kids typically go through. It's a little bit because it's a drama. I mean, it's a little bit uh, exaggerated, but the point sticks. I mean, it's very true. Um, got all these different characters who are just in need of being loved and accepted and are going through everyday problems. And as somebody who's gone through high school, you know, some of the things that they were tending to worry about were so insignificant. And I can say that in retrospect because here I am, like over 8 years removed from high school. And as I'm watching this show, I started to recall about my life because I was right there with them. You know, I was a 5'7", 135 pounds, super skinny, super short, and then shy, scared to talk to people. You know what I mean? Scared to be myself. Scared to, be proud of just have my chest held up, my chin held up high and everything like that. I was just a shy, timid dude back then, man. I was like a little boy. I mean, I was, but I was like literally the smallest in my class, and my behaviors portrayed. It went totally in line with how I looked physically. I mean, I looked small and I acted small. And there was a point in which all that changed where I came to a pivotal moment in my life where I was able to understand why I was acting that way or why I felt that way, and to move on and to step into being a fully confident version of who I am today. To the point where, I look back and I don't know, I kind of would almost break down thinking about how bad I thought about myself and how low I thought about myself. And it makes me really think about, or really thankful and grateful that I went through that, and then I actually came to a point where I was able to overcome it. And so I'm going to tell you guys about what I did, or a little bit of backstory about me going through this. And so when I was in high school, a lot of kids, like in the show in Euphoria, trying to do things to fit in, trying to, I don't know, doing a lot of stuff to be accepted and to be loved. You know, when you're in high school, you got all these new emotions coming in and everything like that, and you're growing from like being a kid to like an adult. And so these times where your dependency of being loved from somebody from somebody else other than yourself is very, very new and very significant at that point in time. And I was like, why? And when I was going in high school, I was fitting in with the wrong crowd, or trying to fit in with the wrong crowd. Saying I liked certain things, or saying I did certain things so I can appease others and so I could fit in and have friends and not be looked at as a cornball or as a loser or as a weirdo. I wanted to fit in and be like a normal dude that was cool. You know what I mean? Some guy that's, small in stature, small and lacking confidence in who he is. All he wants is for somebody to see him other than that. Somebody to see him as something great, because Josh Holt didn't see himself as something great. Josh looked at him as something small, and if anybody could help him feel better about himself, he would do whatever it took to make sure that they would stay in his life. He started acting different. He started acting like he was interested in things. In all actuality, he really wasn't. He started doing drugs because all those other kids was doing drugs, and he said, well, I guess I need to start doing drugs too so I can fit in. So here I am smoking weed, trying to fit in. I never smoked weed before, but don't tell the people who I'm trying to fit in with, because to them, I told them, like, yeah, I smoke weed. I smoke weed all the time. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to kick it with y'all, bro. And so that's just one of the things, but it was a litany of things, a whole list of things of me trying to say I was into this or say I was that. That in all actuality, they found out wasn't the truth, and well, it wasn't really who I was. Me smoking weed all the time. Here we are passing 2 blunts in rotation, yada yada yada. Me, it's my first time smoking. Here I am just smoking and keeping up with dudes that smoked every single day, and that's what they did. And so me, I'm scared to be like, no, that's enough. I keep going and going and going to the point where this brand new feeling that I've never felt before is at the complete max. And I thought I was gonna die. Some of y'all may have had a situation similar to that where, you trying to act like a certain way, or you about that life, and then you done got yourself in some crazy trouble. I thought I was going to die. I could not even stand. I could not open my eyes and stand up, bro. I literally felt like I had zero control of my body. And so I started tweaking, started getting nervous, started getting paranoid, and the people that's with me, they chilling, they vibing, and they looking at me like, who is this dude? I thought he could handle himself, or I thought he was this and that, and I probably only took it like 3 or 4 hits, and at that point I was, whew, you know what I'm saying? Here I am tweaking already, and like, to them, it ain't nothing. So they said, man, I finally told the truth. I was like, yeah, I don't really smoke like that. And they saying, well, you said you did. And then the truth portrayed itself. And then they're like, well, what else does this dude tell us that who he is about and everything like that? You know what I mean? Because obviously he said he was something when in all actuality he's not. What else did he tell us that he's actually not? And then that's just me trying to fit in with the wrong crowd anyways. And so I started feeling the energy of like, this dude over here capping, this dude over here trying to fit in. And when you're not authentic, and when people sniff that off of you, that you're trying to do things to fit in, it makes them less attracted to you. They don't want you to be around because they feel like you're a fraud, you're a phony, you fake, you're non-genuine. And so on the other side of that, when you don't try to fit in and you try to be who you are and try to be fully confident in yourself and just like the things who you like, and then you got on retrospect that other people are just like not interested in it, or they look at it as corny, or they say, yo, what are you doing? You weird, and what are you into that and stuff like that. So when I tried to do that, and because I was trying to do that, and I wasn't fully confident in who I am, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try. That's what everybody on the internet says. Just be you. That's what your mom tells you, or that's what your family tells you. Just be you. Just be you. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna be me. But you want to know the problem is that I still viewed what somebody thought about me as important. I still wanted people to accept me, and when I was trying to be myself and trying to be me, I wasn't accepted, and I wasn't cared about who and which I really wanted to be. So I looked at it as, bro, it don't matter. Either way you go, bro, people are going to form their opinions. They're going to think a certain way about you. And so there I am battling this dilemma, not knowing what to do. So sometime after high school, let's go ahead and fast forward probably like 4 years. So here we are 4, 5, 6 years later. I've gone through college. Started feeling a little bit better about myself by then, but not truly confident in who I am. But I ran into this guy my first year out of college. And I admired the way of how he dealt with this dilemma in which I was so afraid, or I could not figure it out. I watched him literally give me the answer. So he viewed the opinion of somebody who I thought was super great and was super important and something that my life needed. He looked at that opinion as so small. He looked at it as if it did not matter. He He looked at that person who had the audacity or had the willingness or the to come over and let them know that, oh, you're a weirdo, or you're. He looked at anybody that wasn't jiving or didn't view the world as how he viewed it, as corny and as insignificant. The same thing that I was scared to receive, he gave it right back to them and looked at them with the same attitude, looked at them with the same lens. And that's when I started doing research, and I was like, well, let me look into the Bible. Let me see what God says about it. And I remember there was this Bible verse that I had came across where I looked at something like this problem that I'm going through as being something so big. I said, well, what does God have to say about it? And there was this Bible verse that said, God looks at the problems of man, or what man cares about, or what man is nervous about, and all the anxieties and things that we have. He looks at them as grasshoppers in the grasslands. So how do you see a grasshopper in the grasslands? Well, you don't. That's how insignificant and how puny it is. When you guys are looking and going through your problems, and especially those problems and those things that are causing you anxiety, why are we looking at them as so significant and so dreadful and so important? Why do we think that the need or the opinion of what somebody thinks about us is so important? Let alone, we look at it as so important, but we have zero control over it. Zip, nada. And why do we look at this person as being so important? Why don't we look at them as God views our problems, and God thinks that what we think is important? He looks at it as if it's so puny and so small that he can't even see it. And watching my friend do that, he looked at that person and their opinion as so small as that you are looking at a grasshopper in the grasslands. You can hear it, but it's not threatening. It's not intimidating. It's as if it's not even there. That's why I have a grasshopper tatted on my arm right here to remind me that the opinion of a man and opinion of what I think is important, God actually thinks of it as in like, bro, it really don't matter. It's really not important. To your calling, to your life, to who you are, and to everybody else that's around you, all the things that you think are important, they are as small as a grasshopper. As small as hey, I got the grasshopper tatted on me right here to sit there and remind me. When I saw that God, how he looked at our problems and the things that we worry about, especially the things that we have zero control over, he looks at it as small as a grasshopper. Puny, that person who you get nervous around, or that person whose opinion you really care, bro, why do you make them feel as if their need or they are bigger than a grasshopper? Why do you look at their words and what they think about you as big as you think it is, when all actuality, God looks at it as this big, small, has no impact on the trajectory or wherever you want to go in life. If you walking through the grasslands, that's exactly how, when you on your journey, that's what you should be looking at, all these people who you care about and who you trying to fit in. Look at them as a bunch of grasshoppers. And my friend made that dude who I saw as so big, he made him look as small as a grasshopper. He looked at having the need to wanting people in his life. He said, why do I care about them wanting to be in my life? Why do I walk like that? It doesn't matter. I'm here to tell you guys, if you're scared to be yourself and scared to be who you are truly called to be, bro, why are you making something so significant or something so insignificant seem significant? That's what the Most High looks at it as like. And with that being said, you should be looking at it as like that as well. Look at all these earthly beings as just earthly beings. They have an opinion. They can think what they think. You don't got no control over it. And you want to know something? You can think what you think about them. Same way. So who cares? Why are you letting it stop you? Why are you letting it prevent you from stepping into being the person who God called you to be? Why are you letting a small little grasshopper stop you as if it's some sort of big monster? That if you stepped in any sort of direction of trying to be yourself and trying to step in the person God has called you to be, you think it's going to strike you down and kill you. You think it's going to strike you down and you won't ever have to live again. You think of what somebody thinks of you is so important, to the point, just as important as much as you need air in your lungs in order for you to keep your heart beating, to keep your brain functioning. And when I saw how puny man really was, when my friend really sat there and said, look how small he is compared to me. Look at how small he is as far as in me being who I am. Now look at, he's the reason, bro, if you think about it, he's the reason why I'm doing all these videos. He's the reason why I'm here today. He's the reason why I'm no longer that 5'7", 135 dude who was scared to be himself, scared to talk to anybody, scared to talk to girls, scared to be have my chest up and have my chin high because I was worried that somebody was gonna call me arrogant, or I was worried that somebody was gonna like me, bro. I'm so glad that I came into that moment of realization, of really seeing how puny a man was. You guys are looking at it as some big object in front of you, in your path, and it's stopping you. Think how God thinks about all of the things men go through. He looks at it, bro, compared to him, he looks at us as puny. Puny. Because in all actuality, it really doesn't matter what they think, what another person that's living on this same world. Why are they obligated, or why do they get the status, or why do you give them the title or the privilege of being high? Bro, look at every man on this earth as an equal to you. They are nothing greater than you. Their opinion is nothing greater than you. Their opinion of you does not outweigh the opinion of what you think of yourself. The only thing that matters is what you think of yourself. Or what you want your life to be. And I'm here to tell you guys, it's going to be uncomfortable when you first try to do this. But hey, I'm gonna put it in layman's terms. You're gonna go through two types of pains in this world, in your life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you've been here before, if you've been on my videos before, y'all know about it. Two pains. It's either you're going to go through that pain of transformation, that pain of stepping out and actually doing what God has called you to do, and stop letting people daunt on you and seem so significant on you. Break out of that, willing to be uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, and it may be hurting at first, hearing what somebody thinks about you and understanding that, oh man, that hurt my feelings because I'm a guy that cares about, bro, we breaking out of that. It's going to be painful and it's going to be uncomfortable if you going through that, but you got to get through that. Because if you don't do that, you're going to go through the other type of pain, the pain of regret. When you look back on your life, when it's all said and done, when that clock is ticking down and you see it, and you don't even know when that day is going to come. Say some sort of accident happened right now and you realize that you only got a day to live, and you reflect over your life and you like, damn, I wish I would have did this. I wish I would have stepped into that. I wish I would have approached that person. I wish I would have been who I was instead of trying to fit in with and try to be somebody who I wasn't. Being what I thought somebody wanted me to be instead of being who I wanted my life to be. Being the person who I wanted to be. You're going to go through either or. Pain of transformation, pain of regret. Which one you want to go through, bro? And so, telling you guys this story because I know some of y'all are going through this right now, focusing on something that ain't important, putting a bunch of anxiety and worry coming to your head to something that is as small as a grasshopper, bro. I got it tatted on me, bro. Just to sit there and remind me, like, bro, what if this person started thinking about me? What if that? That's how small he is. That's what the Most High thinks about him. Why do I care so much? Look how small it is. What, me worrying about this? Me letting this prevent me? Why? My boy, I never forget, bro. He made this an actual, I saw it. So I've been going on long enough. I see I've been on for 20 minutes. So I want you guys to step into that person who you really want to be. That's all I got for y'all, boys. So before I go, man, if you guys want to chat with me, get my advice, hear my perspective one-on-one, go ahead, click that consultation link in the description. If you guys want to say what's up to me, I'm very accessible through Instagram at gi.josh. And before you guys go, make sure you like the video. Share the video if you know somebody can benefit from this. And so, yeah, that's all I got for y'all, boys. I'm going to holler at y'all.